Welcome to the show, viewers. I'm your host, Colin Sopio, and of course, this is Sporting TV, your number one lead. Coach Mahish, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to have me in your show.
You're welcome, Coach Mahish. Now, we are going to get straight to it, and we saw yesterday it was a match between Manchester United and Liverpool, and the match was played at Anfield Stadium, and many did see it coming. We saw that it was a very disappointing result for Manchester United, being humbled by 7-0. The scorers being Mohamed Salah, who scored 2, Cody Gakpo also scored 2, and Firmino did wrap matters up for Liverpool with a goal. Coach, what happened yesterday?
No, I do believe it's always good to analyze the game, and going by what we had, I think Manchester had a very good run coming to this game, and I do believe they had that confidence that all things were working well for them. And Liverpool is like they were having a resurgence, and they were coming up like at least they've come from some games down, and they were winning, so they were having this confidence that they can do it, and given that it was in their backyard, so they had to prove everything. Now, I do believe this game was a game to prove something, given that this is one of the oldest rivalry in football, and Manchester being up on high, and Nani being rejuvenated now, Liverpool being rejuvenated now, it was a clash for the Titans. Yes,
it was a clash for the Titans indeed. Did you see this coming? The score margin of 7-0, considering that Manchester United had somehow dominated the first half, and towards the end of the first half, Nunes did put Liverpool ahead towards the end of the match, and it stayed that way till the second half. And coming to second half, Liverpool came out guns blazing, and it was goals, and Manchester United seems like they had no direction. They seemed that they were in an abyss. They didn't know where they were. Coach, your take on this?
Well, I didn't see it coming, given that Manchester had the upper chunk of the game in the first half. So it was a game of two halves, because you can see Manchester had a very many opportunity to score in the first half, but they didn't make of it. But the Liverpool first attempt at goal then resulted to being a goal, and you can just tell it is it's football, and it's full of surprises, and everybody will tell you that the first half they contained themselves, they played well, Manchester, and you would have thought that in the second half they will come and kill the game, but then it went the other way around.
The match did go the other way around, of course, in favor of Liverpool. Now, Coach, I will just have to bring you back a bit. We saw that Gakpo did come into the party, and Nunes also did wonders yesterday, each of them scoring 2 goals apiece. Now, the two players, that is Gakpo and Nunes, were initially at the radar of Manchester United, and many thought that Manchester United were going to sign Gakpo, and it didn't happen. The same thing to Nunes, and they finally came to punish Manchester United. Coach, your take on these two players who did service to Liverpool?
These two players are one of the best strikers that we do have in the EPL, given that they came from their team, and their team was performing. Look at Gakpo when he was playing for Holland. He scored some good football in the World Cup. So I do believe they were good. But then it is the intention of every club that they should lure a player to their team. But at the moment, Manchester, when Liverpool were signing these players, Manchester seemed not to be the destination of many players. So I do believe that they thought that Liverpool were the best placed team to go to, and Manchester, right at that time, I think we weren't having the best form of our game. So I do believe some players do choose to go where they seem to be, the team is performing. Now I think at that time Liverpool was up in terms of their game. Yeah.
Liverpool were up in terms of gameplay. Now, coach, where do you think that Liverpool won the battle? Because we saw that Casemiro was overwhelmed. We saw that Fred was not performing. The energy levels were so low. We saw that Luke Shaw was not himself. Martinez was not himself. Varane was nowhere to be seen. Rashford, the goal scorer, was nowhere to be seen. Where do you think that Liverpool won the battle and Manchester United won the battle?
Liverpool
Lost the battle, rather.
Yeah, Liverpool were the best team, and you can just tell from every goal that they scored, it was a goal that to behold. And they played the best football. I think this season they will always cherish this game, and I do believe this. The scoreline is always a reflection of a bad taste, and it leaves a bad taste to every player, every coach, and to all the Manchester fraternity. It gives you a feeling that, okay, we are not yet there. So you do believe that you've got some socks to pull. So it gives the coach to go back to the drawing board and just try something else and come up with some good results. Otherwise, it was so embarrassing to see the kind of match that Manchester played. The caliber of that team at the moment wasn't going to soak in 7 goals. It is embarrassing to say the least.
It is embarrassing to say the least for Manchester United being beaten by a 7 goal margin by Liverpool. And of course they proved that they never and they will never walk alone. That is Liverpool for you. Now coach, now back to the two tacticians, Klopp and Ten Hag. Is it now a statement that Jurgen Klopp is sending to other teams saying that, guys, we are here and we are here to reclaim our place? Because at the moment Liverpool are now in contention to qualify for next season Champions League, and they are moving and going by the form of Tottenham and Newcastle, who are occupying the 4th and the 5th place at this log of the table. There's still room for Liverpool to make it into that top 4. Is it a statement now that Jurgen Klopp is sending to the other teams?
Yeah, it is. Surely it is a statement, given that Manchester, the last time they lost, I think it's when they were playing Arsenal, and they lost 3-2. That margin wasn't big. And so losing 7-0, now I think that is a statement by itself. And it shows that just like a phoenix, you've just risen from the ashes, and you want to prove a point. And that is exactly what Liverpool is doing. And as for Manchester tactician Ten Hag, I do believe it's a wake-up call, just to assemble his troops and to know that now more than ever they've got to now what do I say? They've got to up their sleeve and make sure that the next game they bounce back, and that I think is what is required of them.
That is what is required of Manchester United, to bounce back very, very soon, considering that their next match they are facing Southampton. Coach, now we've seen that Manchester United form of late has really improved, and you've just mentioned it against the last match that Manchester United lost was against Arsenal, and since that time they have been winning, and most of their matches they have been doing comebacks. And yesterday, going by first half result, we thought that now Manchester United have been beaten 1 goal, and and many had in their mind that Manchester United will do a comeback like the way they did against Barcelona, but it didn't come to pass. Your take on that? Is it Manchester United are trying to react when it's too late, or should they just kill the game as soon as possible?
Now, more than ever, if at all you are a coach, you give everything to the players, and they have the field, and they have got the spirit to go out there and play. And when they lose in such kind of a manner, you tend to believe that there's something lacking in those players. Now I think, to me, given what I know, there was complacency, and I do believe that by reason of winning each and every game, now there is some such kind of a confidence and overconfidence that overrides the game of play, and that is what caught up with Manchester. And another thing might be these players have been having a hectic moment, and the coach haven't been able to rotate the players so that they may be refreshed. And I do believe now it's fatigue and overconfidence that override that game of Manchester. Yeah, and if it is to go by, now Nani, the captain summed it up well, that might be is because they've been having a good run, and so they are complacent and they are overconfident. I do believe that's where the match was lost.
The match was lost due to fatigue, and I think fatigue may have crept in somehow and played some part in Manchester United losing the match. But coach, again, even if there's fatigue, do you think that 7-goal margin, that is so many goals? Well, it could have been goals, and Manchester United could have tried to contain the damage, but somehow it was flowing goals everywhere. Your take on that? Do you think that fatigue did really creep into that Manchester United team, or Manchester United, are they still in that celebratory mood? Because as we speak, they are the current champions of Carabao, the cup that they clinched last week. Coach, your take on this?
Now Carabao is the second cup to be won. The other one is when Manchester City met Liverpool, I do believe. It is we call it the match opener. So, and I do believe Man City won.
The Community Shield, I think. The
Community Shield, yeah, that's the cup I'm talking about. And the second is the Carabao. Every team always participate in this cup, and we believe it's a good cup. But then some people say it has some what would I say? It has some bahati mbaya.
It's jinxed somehow.
It has a jinx, and I don't know. But then I do believe that from that cup, Barcelona came and we won, and you can see the spirit is there, and you do believe it was. Let me say, like everybody who's gotten into an office, it's a bad day in the office, and sometimes when somebody sees that you are having a bad day, then they come and clobber you, and Liverpool were trying to make a statement that they are not done yet. So I do believe in the previous analysis, I have always said that Liverpool and Chelsea are going to come back, and they are going to come back into the fold, and I do believe that's exactly what is happening. But then to come back in the style that Liverpool did, now it is embarrassing. And now it's like we will hide the Manchester United fans will hide their head in the sand and think that nothing happened. It is so embarrassing. Yes.
It is so embarrassing and it's very difficult. I can see that Umaishi is finding it difficult to express
Yes.
the how really it has really affected Manchester United, and it's not easy for Manchester United team, for the Manchester United family throughout the globe. Now, Coach, where do you think that the do's and don'ts are, the do's in favor of Liverpool and the don'ts not in favor of Manchester United? Because as we speak, Arsenal are still at the summit of the log, followed by Manchester City, and finally we have Manchester in fourth. Newcastle is still in fourth, and we have Tottenham, which is not really doing well, and Liverpool somehow are showing the intent of trying to sneak into that top four. Now, but the bad news for Manchester now is that Arsenal have opened the gap. Now it's 11. Manchester United did manage to reduce the gap to 8, but it has now again moved to 11. And Manchester City had a gap of 3 points. They have managed to widen the gap. It's now 5 points. Going forward, do you think that the match has affected the confidence of this Manchester United?
Now, I wouldn't say so, because this is football, and I would use a saying of Nelson Mandela. When you judge me by my victory, that's not the judgment. You should judge me by how much I fall and then I rise. So that is what you should judge every team. Now I do believe that Manchester, just like the captain said,
Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah. Said that they will bounce back, and I do believe that they got the caliber, they've got the spirit to bounce back, and I do believe that in every team, if at all you want to achieve anything, is that at least you have had your drawbacks, and then you got to hit back and hit back hard. So the next game that we are expecting now, I do believe Manchester should come back fire blazing.
Manchester should come back gun blazing.
Yes.
Going by the words of Coach Maish. Anfield, the atmosphere and the scenes seen by at Anfield, they are very amazing scenes, Coach, and it's something that has been lacking this season for Liverpool. And we saw the fans who are in a very jovial mood, and they were behind their team. Every tackle it was a cheer, every pass it was a cheer, and now the goals that were being scored were just marvel. The Salah goal that scored, I think it can be one of the contenders for goal of the season, because it's something very beautiful, Coach Maish. Now, the setup that the two tacticians did took, we saw that Coach Ten Hag, many thought that he will go with one Bissaka, who is very good defensively, but attacking wise is not that defensive. But we saw that he did manage to go with Dalot, and Dalot failed to put Salah in his place, and many thought that maybe Bissaka could have done justice to that Manchester United shirt. Coach, your take on that?
No, I do believe the atmosphere in Anfield is always the best. They've got the best fans, and they've got the best cheering squad in England, and it is on record that they are the best. They always back their team, even from the whistle, even to the last whistle. So I do believe they are the best. And given that Manchester United and their rivalry with Liverpool, given that they are the two teams that have achieved a lot, even in England, now I do believe that was expected. And to top up, the coaches spoke to spoke to the fans, and the rivalry was not there. The people came to cheer, and I do believe it was a good spirit. It was electric, and everything that goes to do with football.
The atmosphere was electric indeed at Anfield Stadium. And now that's all from us today, and I hope that we'll do this more, and hope to see you next week as we try to get our next analysis. Right, and I was glad to have Coach Maish. Coach Maish, just wrap this up for us in seconds, kindly in seconds.
Well, I do believe Liverpool is one of a team to reckon with, given that they are the best in Europe. They've won everything, and the coach has proven that they are good. Now Ten Hag is just experimenting with every player. Now I do believe Ten Hag has done a very good job. So has the Liverpool coach also done to Liverpool. Now I do believe now more than ever, the current situation, you will always feel that there is more to that team, and there is more to Liverpool, there is more to Manchester, and I think Liverpool will never walk alone, because they had Man City on their side, they had Arsenal on their side. Now I think Manchester will be forever united. Thank you.
Manchester United will be forever united, and it's a wrap for us. Guys, remember to view, like, subscribe and share. You can also drop your comment on the comment section down below. As for us and my team, it's bye-bye for now. See you next time.
Yeah, thank you.